Well, it looks like we're going to see more comic book pros start freaking out once again over on social media. They've been freaking out for a while. They're a little upset, a little mad, a little scared after years of pretty much telling fans they're trash and that they're no good and they don't like them, they don't need them, stop buying my books. If you don't like my politics, don't buy my book, and so on and so on. The worst has been happening for them. The comic book industry is pretty much collapsing. Now, it was always going to collapse and dwindle and turn into something that's only kind of a small resemblance to what it used to be. Everything that's going on right now has totally accelerated that. Comic book shops are closing. Diamond has stopped moving titles. In fact, Diamond won't be distributing any titles until August, according to their claims. They've put a bunch of people on furlough. In fact, that just started yesterday. So Diamond's not starting back up to August. Now, what does that mean? I don't know. Marvel, DC, all of these companies are going to have to come up with their own ways to distribute comics. Alterna Comics is already doing that. They've broken away from Diamond. I believe you could make the case that you can break that exclusive contract with Diamond to ship books now because they're not shipping them. You have no choice. So Marvel is now telling more creators to stop work for now. DC is doing the same. They are moving more towards digital first books. That was kind of their workaround to get away from, doing print books. They were starting to play around with let's do digital first. Like Batman, the new animated series Adventures, continuation of the old Bruce Timm Batman series. They're doing comics. And they actually got one of the original writers of the series to come back. Now, I don't know if it's very good or not. I know Zach reviewed it, said it was okay. The colors didn't look very good. They look really bad. You think they would do a little bit better of a job considering the property that they're using. But nonetheless, they're also telling people pencils down. But now Marvel's telling more people to stop working. So according to Bleeding Cool, Marvel Comics has let more freelancers know that they are to pause work on current Marvel Comics assignments. Previously, Marvel had paused 15 to 20% of titles being published as a result of the current situation. With no print comics being distributed to comic book stores, digital comics being suspended, and that stupid Comic Hub idea being rejected, lots of publishers have asked creators to pause work for now. At the time, the chosen titles were described as titles linked to movie and TV launches, such as Black Widow and Taskmaster, as well as launch titles that may need a more favorable publishing environment to launch in. Now, you know what this says to me? That digital comics don't sell, because that's the only other alternative that they had. And I think the backlash did have something to do with that. As you know, a lot of comic book stores, they didn't care for this idea of them moving forward and then getting a bunch of books that don't sell. They didn't like that idea. So they backed off. But, they haven't really announced plans to keep releasing digital books. And this tells me, hey, maybe that isn't quite the environment that's going to help us succeed. I don't think it pays the bills. I don't think very many people purchase digital comic books. I really don't. And you know what else? 15 to 20% of their titles being the TV and movie tie-ins? I don't think so. That's barely 5 or 6% of the books they put out. It's not very many. The most of the titles that Marvel puts out, the majority of them are all of the, main universe. They barely do any Elseworld stories. Okay? It's mostly all main 616 comics for Marvel. So I'm not buying that either. Now, Bleeding Cool is like a propaganda arm for the comic book industry. So you can't take everything that they put out as the truth, because they'll fluff things, make it sound like everything's okay. That's kind of the problem with Bleeding Cool. But they do come out with stuff that is factual. This is factual. They're telling more people to stop putting out books, stop working on them. But 15 to 20%, I thought it was 30%. That's what the number was before. So I'm guessing they've probably now stopped 60 to 70% of all of their books. That's a guess. I don't have anything to back that up. But I know that this 15 to 20%, that's a lie. And they would probably say, 30 to 40, maybe 50. I'm going to say almost all of them are being halted. Now, unfortunately, they don't give us really much clue to what books are going on. We do have this right here. Which comic books and which creators have been affected at Marvel is not clear. I have been told that it will apply to some X-Men related titles that have already built up a lot of completed issues anyway, and Deadpool was another mentioned. Now, the X-Men titles, now the interesting thing there is there's a lot of X-Men titles right now. In fact, Marvel is really pushing X-Men big time. It's getting new issues and titles announced all the time, and they keep adding to it, which is annoying because they all connect to each other, but that's what Marvel does. They try to bleed good things. So if they have something good going, they try to pretty much capitalize on it and they'll just say, all right, we got this hit idea. Let's just keep throwing garbage at a wall and see what sticks, which further helps hurt comic book shops because they're the ones that have to buy it because Marvel isn't a capitalist company. They just get money. They kind of run as like through the state of Disney. But unfortunately, comic book shops, they depend on capitalism. They need money coming in. And these trash comics that Marvel puts out all the time, they don't help anything. So this is a little bit of news here. More pencils down. I expect all of their titles to halt probably by next month. I'm just wondering if they're going to put out anything digitally. New Warriors was supposed to come out today. It now has a April 22nd release date. When that comes out, I'm for sure going to live stream it and roast it. And I'll for sure put a video out on this channel. I normally don't do comic book reviews on this channel, but we'll have to do that one. And that'll be a good one. So we'll do a full live stream where I'll go through everything. And, I'll do a video where I just highlight some stuff, for the copyright gods. So anyway, that's pretty much it. Another reason here comic book shops are failing. Valiant Comics has been in the news quite a bit because Heather Antos has been saying that American fans are trash and trashing fans left and right. Heather Antos, who is that? Well, she's a senior editor of Valiant. Now, I did a video talking about this the other day. Valiant got like $9 million from China to make comic book movies. This is why Valiant doesn't give a damn if you buy books or not. They've got $9 million to make movies. That's how Bloodshot got made. And this is why you're seeing John Cena teasing Exo Man of War. I actually think that would be really good casting, by the way. He looks like a traditional comic book character. So I think this would be good casting. But this is also why Valiant could give a damn about selling comic books anymore. They just put them out. Comic book shops get their trash and, can barely sell them. Heather Antos doesn't give a damn if you buy them or not. This is one of their senior editors. So I just wanted to point this out. Comic books exist to sell movies now and TV shows. That's it. And that's why comic book shops kind of pay the price. They're an afterthought, really. These comic books exist purely to be storyboards now for Hollywood. And that's one of the major problems to why the quality has went so low with the books. And comic book shops are paying the price. More clothes every week. I expect by the time all of this stuff blows over that we will see less than half the number of comic book shops that exist right now left in North America and probably the world. I don't know. It's under 2,000 right now shops that exist. I don't know if that's throughout the world or just North America. I'm going to guess throughout the world there's less than 2,000 now. I think there's like 1,900 left, maybe 1,800. I expect half of that number to exist when everything that's going on right now blows over, and that's terrible. Maybe less than half. I don't know. It's hard to say. I will give some credit to Donny Cates, though, who did something pretty good. He's been getting roasted quite a bit because he's been doing some really dumb things, like when he called 200,000 people that downvoted New Warriors trailer istophobes. But he's at least doing something, and I'll give him some credit. He went to a comic book shop and paid off their entire pull list, which is a huge bill because not everybody comes in and buys their pulls. And now that shops have kind of shut down, a lot of people probably aren't going in and buying them. That's a lot of money that's just not accounted for. Like they've already paid for that product. And he went in there and he bought all of the books. and pretty much paid the tab so those people can go in and buy their pulls. And sometimes there's months of comic books in those pull lists. So I will give them some credit. That was a pretty nice thing to do. I think good deeds should be rewarded with acknowledgement. So there you go. Nice job, Donnie Cates. Anyway, that's pretty much it, guys. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think about Pencils Down. How many comic book shops do you think will be left when all of this clears up? Are you going to go check out Exo Man of War when John Cena plays him in a movie? Are you going to check that out? Let me know what you think. Also, share the video. That'd be cool. Throw a like up on it. That would be cool. Make sure you're still subscribed. Subscribe if you're new. Hit that notification bell, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out. Also, take a moment. Make sure you're still subscribed to the channel. There's something going on right now, and they've been unsubscribing people. So just take a second and double check on that, and subscribe if you're new.